tornado across there, that's down.
Just the one wall out of the chamber, that's what that wall is, the chamber, the state, I think they took it out.
Well, they had to throw the whole thing and start the Jim's gone now. Have you been by?
Yeah, I haven't been there.
Yeah, they were gone.
I just figured they were gonna redo this.
Yeah, they were going to, and they found out they couldn't do it, so they took it all the way down. Now they're gonna go and move in. I don't know what year that'll be though. Got one of your neighbors up there. Doing all right? Pretty good. Hey, there's a meal at Perkinsville tonight if you call her into going.
Well,
Well, she's right here. She was. Tonight. At the Perkinsville Church. Oh, really?
That's the Johnson Bride, so.
Well, maybe next week. I mean, next month. They have it every month.
Is it on the same Thursday every month?
First Thursday.
First Thursday, what time?
I'm going to that.
4 to 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Guaranteed to see some of the bonds. You can see the bond and well, usually the licenses there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But you can see all your
Last name, yeah. Kind of like a Jackson Elementary Union, right?
I'm still in there. So, no, but I'm thrilled that it's going as far as it is. And, I mean, businesses. It's great. I think they're going to Neil shares that great money for different plans.
Nancy, you're throwing it off today. I know, it's messing us up, right?
Yeah. Done their own seat, man.
I thought we're gonna really continue. You guys can help me right now.
We home tested the other day.
While I was out, I heard some of my mom packing. At least you didn't yell expletives. That means like that's happened before. You look right in it. I do so. I was great. Last summer was interesting. I had trash thrown at me.
Really?
I had people screaming at me. Oh yeah, all over them.
Good grief. So they know where you're at.
Yeah, well, I'm the only one that comes in. So were people home? I'm hoping to be home.
Pray for the sex.
They moved a little dirt. They weren't working today, though. Yeah.
you gonna talk about what you're doing there? Like, what you think is great?
Yeah, we have questions for you. Everything.
I don't know why I know that, there's a Facebook group. There's a picture of them.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Get over it.
Why are you there?
All right, how are you?
Here's the
If you don't mind, hit the button to make it go green.
We're green.
Cool. We're already live streaming. They got that set up for us a few minutes ago.
Fantastic.
So awesome. 12 noon on the dot. We're doing good. Welcome to the Madison County Parks and Recreation Board meeting. I'll call to order here at noon. We'll just do sort of self-assigned roll call down the table if that's all right.
Patty Hobbs, present. Nancy Anderson, present.
Ben Orcutt present.
Rachel Christensen, present.
Tom Bannon is absent today. Our agenda here. Any updates, changes, shifting of order? Everybody feel good about it? I'd entertain a motion if somebody.
I'll move to approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor of today's agenda say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No? All right. Minutes from last meeting.
I read them. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
I'll second.
All right. Motion and second. All those in favor of approving April's minutes say aye. Aye. Abstains. Yep, Best Patty was not here. And okay, very good. So we'll just move right into construction updates. We got Corey from Avenue here to tell us where we're at. And yeah, get everybody up to speed.
About mud.
Talk about the mud, yeah.
It is a little bit of muddy, a lot of rain. Hi, Corey Daly from Avenue. It's a pleasure to be here again. I think it was just last month I was here and I gave you a bit of an update about where we were at. Good news to share. Obviously, earthwork has started on the site. Earthwork is going ahead of schedule right now, despite the rain, which is a bit of pleasant news. With the earthwork being a bit ahead of schedule, and I think there's still high level confidence that it's going to get done a bit ahead of schedule. It puts us on pace to start paving in probably towards the end of May. So you're going to start to see some road paving first and parking lot paving. So everything is moving along very well. There is a bit of good news to share on the budget front through working with the design team and the construction team. There were some savings that were found in paving items. So it's basically a revision in the typical section. Charlie, who's our construction expert, noted that that's probably going to be around 190,000 in savings, which is great. So that goes back into the park and additional amenities. There are some possible additional savings that may come from the dewatering. So if you recall, In the budget, there were some contingencies held for dewatering since it's so close to the river as they're doing the excavation for what will eventually be the retention pond out there, or the dry retention. There was some money set aside in case they need to pump water back out because the water table is so high. Right now, it looks like that is, they haven't had to use any of that despite the rain and despite the location. So he thinks there may be some additional savings there. To sum all that up, though, basically by, I think, probably the beginning of June, they'll know more about all of that since earthwork will largely be completed. And it might be a point in time where you're able to revisit what's going to be left in the budget and start to make some decisions on what that goes towards in the project. So it's good news being this early in construction and being able to identify some of those positives is good. So there are two items that we're currently waiting on to keep going. One is sign information. Once that's received, we're ready to kind of mobilize and get all of that information coordinated to be able to do the signage out there. And then still waiting on some coordination with the Sheriff's Department on their needs or their request for solar lighting. All of the budgetary items have been set aside for those. So once the information is in, they're still part of the project. There's no risk with any of that. So that's the update for the Eastern Park. On the Western Park, we're still waiting on the MOU for DNR. Still not 100% certain on when that's going to happen, but we have it scheduled in for mid-May, so we're not behind schedule. And construction on that park is not even scheduled to start until at least June or July. So there's still a window of opportunity. As soon as that MOU is received, we have that 2-week closure window that's requested by DNR. So we'll post the closure out there. It's going to be posted for 2 weeks, letting people know that the site will be down for a few months. And then once that 2-week period is elapsed, we're able to get going and officially close the site and get started on the construction activities. Right now, everything is still cranking away very well and it's still on schedule despite not having the MOU and some of those other items I've mentioned. Yeah, that's all I've got right now, just on the construction update, but I'm here to answer any questions you might have or anything like that. So
I have a question.
Mhm.
On the sign information.
Yes.
I guess tell me more about that. You said you're waiting on information for that. Is that?
My understanding is we're waiting on probably the naming and some of the other details for this what would be the entry signs going into the park. Yeah, it's not the regulatory and other signage wayfinding throughout the park. It's more the entry signage. So yeah.
Which then means we need to get our naming guidelines in place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a project for this month. So,
You're working on that then?
well, collectively. I mean, yes, I will definitely commit energy to it. Yes, but I think I'm hoping it can be a collective effort. Yeah, you've done this a few times.
So I have a question. Do you
Yes.
have a detailed budget for us to review or see?
I provided information last month when I was here on the budget. I do have copies of the budget in front of me. I'm not prepared to hand those out, but I'm here to answer questions. And then I think the budget information can be provided.
It's
After this.
detailed what you're spending and,
Oh yeah, we've got all of that broken down. I mean, that's
okay,
how
so I
we,
can get a copy of that.
I'll talk to Charlie and see how we can maybe get that to you. So
I'd appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
Just on the MOU, I've just been watching emails from Jason bouncing around this week, and I agree with you. I think we're going to get it pretty quick. I know he's
Yeah, yeah.
So there's actually a change of staff at IBNR, I think,
That
in the
happens.
middle of this. So
Yeah, that happens.
regardless, yeah, I'm glad to know that it's not holding anything up, but it's all.
DNR has been very cooperative up to this point, and I don't see any reason to believe why they wouldn't continue to be so. So,
In terms of design, I know we had one question from the public in terms of construction design. Your question was really about roadway access or entryway.
Where's the entry going to be?
I'm trying to orient myself. I believe it's going to be on the far
The
western edge. Yeah, it's we.
All the way up the edges.
No, there's a little bit of, it's not going to be right at the property line. We've done our best to try to align it with the existing road and driveways that are there. So I don't know the exact offset off the top of my head, but it's going to be offset from the western edge of the property line by probably a couple hundred feet if I had to venture a guess. but it's going to go in on that side. And it's really what we tried to do early on was align that with where the farm entrance and existing kind of tractor routing, if you will, or farm routing was on the site. So we weren't disrupting too much of the site and other areas. So it's already compacted and it's been used for that purpose for however long.
If you were to go out there, you'll see on the eastern corner of that property, that's sort of the construction entrance at this point, and there's been vehicles parked there, but yeah, that won't
It's
exist.
kind of
once the
deceiving
park's
because
done.
it looks like an entrance, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yes. Temporary.
Okay, I have one more comment.
Sure, yeah.
Now that we've started construction, could we schedule the June meeting to be an evening meeting? Because if we go into July, that's going to be so close to the 4th of July, nobody's going to be able to come. And then that way, Avenue can present their detailed budget and their expenditures to date. And I'm kind of asking because any of the savings then can go back to the parks. Was I hearing something about?
It has to go back into the park project. It can't go to parks because those funds have to be spent because they're tied to a deadline. So,
And our agreement is the contracted agreement, so if there are cost savings, yeah, we have to figure out a way to put it back into the
park.
project.
So maybe it could go for the shelter that we talked about eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
But it would have to be not an eventually, it would have to be when we wrap this project up.
Okay.
We couldn't save it for like 2 years later.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what was I hearing about these savings being allocated to help Alexandria's drainage issues? What?
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Where'd you hear that?
Okay,
When we started this process with the early design, schematic design, and the designers and staff, basically, and I believe the Parks Board was involved at that time, there was a workshop that was held and we kind of identified, we kind of identified all of the things that were must-haves in the park. And then we identified a list that was, I call it below the line, that would be nice to haves.
okay,
So that list has already been kind of populated. So
okay.
what we're doing is we're trying to deliver the budget to the point where all of the must-haves will be delivered per our scope, per our agreement. The goal is with any savings that some of those nice-to-haves would then move up above the line and be able to be installed before the completion of the project. So all savings to the park go back into the park itself.
Okay, that was something I had.
Well, because regardless of what the cost savings are, that doesn't make our contract with our consultants go down at all. Like, we still are gonna pay the same regardless, right?
Yeah.
So
Right, but it would just affect what amenities we might be able to
Correct.
include. Well, I was thinking maybe we need a supervisor who could oversee the budget and the spending between the Park Board and Avenue
Yep.
and Bridges and Michael.
That's what
Jason's role.
That's Jason's role.
Jason Taylor from Burgess and Michael.
Well, what about somebody from us? I would like,
hire Jason to do that, though.
I agree that we need local and specifically our involvement, and that's why, I mean, Rachel and I have been chatting with Jason frequently, and I've been engaging with him on a daily basis to be sure that we're all on the same page here.
I mean, I think we do have this piece covered that you're asking about, because Jason is the owner's rep for the project, and then Ben and I are meeting weekly with Jason to talk through these issues and like the cost savings piece, that if there is something that we need to bring to the board to have a discussion about, you know, like once we get to the point where we know what the cost savings are and we can pull some of those below the line pieces up to above the line, like that would be a conversation that we need to have as a board on what pieces we want to fund.
well, I kind of like to put up Ken Kocinski as a person to work between the Park Board and Avenue and Burgess and Michael. I think he's very good with numbers. He understands the situation, and he would be a disinterested party. And
A disinterested party? I don't
I
know.
think so.
Why would we want
Why
a
would we want a
disinterested party?
disinterested party?
Well,
You mean by disinterested that they're not have a pecuniary interest on either side.
Yes,
Okay, I was like, wait.
thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
And then one thing, I think when the Alexandria thing you mentioned, there is potential ARPA project up there, but it's not a park project.
But it is an ARPA project, so there's no,
Potential.
okay, but,
There's a potential regional utility district that's been proposed up there, and the original proposals for that included an expenditure of ARPA.
so, but these ARPA funds would not be.
Yeah, no.
Wayne's allowed
Okay.
They're allocated
One of
differently.
the commissioners do the executive branch of this department.
Okay, well, I would like to make a motion to have Ken oversee the budget. No seconds?
I don't hear any. I mean, this is certainly a dialogue that I think we can have. I don't think any of us are prepared to make a decision on that. Certainly not something we've really spent much time discussing or thinking about. But
Well, can I make a motion for the June meeting to be at 6 o'clock so that people who work can hear the budget presentation and ask questions?
would you anticipate that meeting being here? Is the building open that late? I don't know what
There's no
the,
security provided after a certain time, and we also have already publicized all of our meetings for the calendar year. I mean, there's a couple, obviously that's not to say we can't have a special meeting,
yeah.
but I wouldn't change our existing park board meeting. So if we wanted to have a special meeting, we just couldn't have it here.
Well,
So we have to have our regular park board meeting on the regular day, because we've already advertised that and through all of the.
okay, what about people who work? I mean, we talked about this once before, that it's hard for people who are working, paying taxes to fund all of this, to
Well, they're
hear.
not, okay.
I think, Patty, if you want to ask the county, who's like the county manager?
The commissioner is the county.
Administrator.
I would just be curious, like, is there a cost associated with us
Yes,
doing
there
that?
is.
There would be.
Yeah.
And
'Cause I think-
just there's no confusion. You can move your regular. meetings.
Okay. 48-hour notice.
That's possible. From that standpoint. The commissioners could ask for security. Those guys generally like to get
And then we have to figure out how that gets streamed. So if it is at a different location, it has to be streamed.
well, if it's at a different location, it does not have to be streamed.
But if it's-
State law says if it's here, it has to be streamed.
Oh.
If it's elsewhere, it's not.
That's interesting.
That feels confusing, honestly.
It's a little bit odd. That's
That's
the
very
way
odd.
our legislators wrote it.
Okay. Well, do we want to so is your thought would be to have it here? Your idea is not to have it out at the park or anything like that, right?
Well, I think that would be hard to do because there's
Right,
no
under construction.
facility there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I just wanted to be sure because I didn't know, we had talked about doing different things outside and.
Well, I had not heard any of those discussions.
Yeah.
So,
I think they are recorded and on the website, correct?
Yeah, we would have to change all that.
Our meeting schedule. Is that what you're talking about?
Well,
Sorry.
I'm just talking about, I guess overall, if there's a reason we need to have a night meeting, then I'm fine with it. But I think, when we established the board and we picked a meeting date and all of the other county meetings that are public meetings are all held during the day. Commissioners are during the day, Plan Commission, BZA, us, I'm not sure what other meetings there are, but I think there's a reason that the county does it that way, and it is because there's not security after hours, and there is a cost associated with keeping the building open and having the security here. So I think generally that's the intent. I think if you want to go talk to Tom Eckert about it and see if there's other people who have looked into doing night meetings for county boards and bring back information so we can talk about it, like I'm happy to talk about it, but I think generally that's why these are held during the day.
I guess I was just trying to think of the interested parties
I
who
don't
would be here if they could be.
I do a ton of night meetings with communities all the time, Plan Commission meetings and BZA meetings. When I worked at Pendleton, we had them for that reason. But I think the security and the recording piece and having someone to be able to do that stuff here is the issue that we would run into on having these night meetings.
We also live stream the meetings, so if anyone, and we're meeting at noon. So we need if somebody
And
wanted to,
that's why we picked
and they're
this time during the
and they're
day.
recorded, yeah, so
Okay.
So we were trying to do as much as we could.
we tried to make it at a time where people wanted to come on their lunch hour, they could. Watch it at their desk, they could. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We still have Corey at the podium here on the construction update list here. Any other thoughts, concerns regarding construction from the board here? Any other thoughts, feelings for, oh, sorry.
I have one thing. I think I need to talk with you about, there's an easement that we need to talk about with IMPA because they have a line that goes to the property.
Yes.
And I think we've already got, there's an easement with Indiana Michigan Power.
Yeah.
But I think that, because that was the last time when we met with Jason this past week, Jason was talking about that. But I think I need to talk with you.
Okay, sure.
And I think the intent is it would likely be similar language to what the easement is with Indiana, Michigan. So I'll send you an email or give you a call and we can figure out. Would that be something that, like, you would write
I
up
can
then?
direct you.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
And then, or is there usually like a, like would input purchase that easement from us? Or like, do we just do it because it's, I don't know.
Whatever the parties would agree to, is to not aid on the other's interests.
Yeah, I mean, because their facilities are already there. Like, this is just a kind of cleaning up something that should have been done years ago that, because do they have access if they need to get in and like work on their facilities? Like, they just have to do that
Yes.
anyway. So this is kind of like just getting the right paperwork
Got
in
to
place.
get it all recorded, so
Okay,
50 years from now.
okay. All right, well, that's, I'll try to touch base with you on that this week. Not this week, we're almost done with the week. Probably next week.
All right. It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
All right. We don't have any other construction questions. Appreciate your time, Corey.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
appreciate you. All right, next item on the agenda, here's a couple of invoices we have with Burgess and Knightful. I did not print out copies, they were in the email.
I got it.
So I hope everybody has the ability to review those. They're just standard, catching up with our monthly due to them as per contracts, nothing unusual. There are two separate invoices that they sent it as two separate, so I think we'll need to approve them individually. Is that correct? Is that simplest?
If you.
I think we can put them together. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, yeah, we're not making,
Reasonable, we'll treat it separately, but you're gonna pay them both. Pay them both the same.
so
Do we need a motion?
I think we need a motion and approval. So,
Hang on.
I'll make a motion that we pay our invoices.
I'll second that.
all right. All in favor of paying due invoices here, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No? All right, very good. Thriving Communities update. Carrie Ann is here from Honest Digital. Rachel, I know you're obviously involved in those conversations. However, we give an update, whoever wants to do anything, but
Sure.
curious where that's at.
Start, and then if you want to jump in on anything that I'm missing. So we did do a Thriving Communities meeting. Like, we have regular meetings set up. So we kind of had to regroup once we had our staff leave from that. So we had a meeting, I don't know, it was just a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, they're like the third Thursday of the month.
Yeah.
So
And so we kind of talked through what next steps are. Tammy Bowman was on the call with us as well. And I think, like we talked a little bit about the end product that we're going to be getting from the Thriving Communities Workshop. And then we also talked about moving that Fall Creek Greenway project forward as well on, coming to, there will be one more meeting for that. Gosh, I don't feel prepared to talk
no,
about
that's
it.
okay. I can at least,
remember what we did at our last meeting.
yeah, I can share kind of what's happened since that call. So this is part of the DOT grant to create kind of like a work plan for the Fall Creek Greenway. And then part of that is also messaging framework for what the Fall Creek Greenway could be, like how the community will perceive it. So we did host a kind of like discovery session last Thursday with South Madison Community Foundation, Tammy, and then all of the town managers. So Ingalls was represented, Pendleton was represented, LaPel and Markleville were unable to join. But
And that's
they,
that South Madison,
yes,
like,
like collaboration lunch that they have once a month. So we did have that last week. And then my role in that piece through the DOT grant is to create a messaging framework for the Fall Creek Greenway. So I'm taking information that was discussed at that meeting, and we're kind of putting together some recommendations, and then we'll keep moving forward. Part of this plan is to engage stakeholders. We'll be having lots of like communication sessions, training materials, just so that everybody understands what this involves and can speak about it consistently and accurately. So that's kind of the high level. Like Rachel said, we really just jumped back into it after some staffing changes. And so we will continue to share updates as that happens.
I found my notes. Sorry, guys. So the Department of Transportation team is drafting the how-to guide. Like Carrie Ann said, you know, we're using the South Madison Greenway or the Fall Creek Greenway project as kind of the project, but yet there's a how-to guide that will come out of this that can then be used for other communities across the county. So they are drafting that. They said the draft exists. They should have a copy for us to start reviewing within the next couple months. And then there's a training event that would come up. Right. So once they have the how-to guide put together, then we'll do the training event with the South Madison group. And then we're thinking that August is the best time frame for that, because we were thinking summer, obviously no one wants to do extra stuff and it's so busy and fast before kids go back to school. And then once August hits, everyone kind of gets settled in and back in their routines. So we thought August would be like mid to late August would be time for that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for letting me get caught up. I know I had notes and I knew I brought this book for a reason.
All right, well, that is the sum total of our agenda today.
I would like to ask that the minutes of the last month's meeting be read aloud, because I know before I went on the board, you would approve the minutes and I had no idea what they said. So if people haven't been able to attend on a regular basis, it would catch them up on what was covered in the previous meeting.
You'd like us to read the minutes aloud at each
Actually,
public meeting?
Let Carrie Ann speak to this.
Well,
I
I
don't
was
think it's
just gonna
necessary.
make a suggestion. We could absolutely take the minutes and put them as a PDF on the website,
Sure.
and then anyone could open them, download them, print them, and they would be completely accessible. So I'm happy to do that.
Well, okay, I like that idea. I like posting them better than reading them out loud. Like, I think it's important, and I totally agree with you. But I want to make sure that when they do go on the website, that they say that they're unapproved. Like, we need to make sure you know if there's an approved minutes.
There might be an error.
An addition or
typo
correction.
something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
happy to do that. Can one of you just share with me
Sure.
what
I'll
is
forward you the
okay
minutes.
to, yeah,
But let's get a watermark on them, and then after they're approved, we can take the watermark off so that.
Redo that update.
okay.
And the meetings are all recorded, on the county website. Anybody can go back and watch any past meetings. So
Which probably has more detail.
much more.
I think it would be a more efficient use of our time if they're posted or.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then, just while I'm up here,
Sure.
if you guys are okay with a couple quick things, from the marketing side. So the website is now updated with, site construction photos. So just so everyone knows, Avenue is providing drone photos, of site work. And so those are added. So if you go on the site today under the construction updates, there's about 7 photos that are posted. We will continue to post those as we get new photos when you can kind of see different things happening. And then also we are hoping, we'd like to launch a newsletter next week. So I would love to share that draft with you guys. I can send that to everybody's board emails, a test send. So what you see it's a test, but it's a newsletter that we'll send to all of the stakeholders. So elected officials, kind of community organizations like Madison County Alliance, those types of groups, and then also residents who have signed up to receive updates. So this would be something that we would send out monthly. It'll have construction updates, construction photos, other relevant information that we can share. And there is kind of a call to action at the bottom to ask people to share the email with others, coworkers, neighbors, just so we can continue to grow that list. But that will be a good way for us to just provide updates in addition to the website. So that's happening. So I'll send you guys a test of that this afternoon. It's sitting on my laptop, and then I'd love to send it out on Monday or Tuesday next week, with the plan being that we send it like the second week, maybe the second Tuesday of each month, so everybody.
So after our board meeting.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Makes sense.
Perfect.
You can even attach some meeting minutes or something.
That's true. I can add a section that
You can
has
add
the
a
meeting
section.
minutes in it, and that can be,
Or meeting recaps or whatever.
Our
For sure.
IT department, posts the agendas and minutes for our other county entities.
Uh-huh.
We just get that to Mr. Eads, the IT, we look at it, put this all.
Okay,
And
So it goes right with the meeting, the screen.
Mhm.
perfect.
on future agendas, can we add just a marketing update?
Yes, we did that last month. I don't know why I didn't include one, but yes,
I just think that
definitely.
would be for us to do.
Go ahead, carry in.
One more?
Sorry. The other thing that I wanted to just make sure that we had a board blessing on is we'd like to have a presence at some community events this summer. And so we've put together a list of some potential events. One of those would be the America 250th celebration in Alexandria, the Lapel Village Fair, that's in July, the Madison County 4-H Fair, July 27th through August 1st, and then also having, attending a Saturday at the Anderson Farmers Market and the Pendleton Farmers Market. So maybe it's just 1 or 2 Saturdays for each of those. But the goal is just to share project information, updates. We'd like to also do a promotion to get people excited about the opening of the parks, where we do kind of an enter to win, but I need to talk to Jess and make sure that we do all of the due diligence involved with that. But just something to kind of build up to the opening and start talking about all the positive impacts that parks bring to the community, and kind of use those summer events as an opportunity to do that. Some of these events do have like fees for a table. So that's something that can be used from our marketing budget. And I can share that, of course, with everybody. But I just wanted to see if I had kind of your blessing to move forward with making some of those happen.
Seems important for us to be out there at this thing, so
And then if
jumping into existing events makes a lot of sense.
and then I would love to have, if any of you would want to volunteer to be at those, of course, everybody's busy and we can be on site, myself or a team member, but it would be great to have one of you join us. So if there's one that is, close to your heart and you're like, I want to be there, then we can do a sign up.
Sure, yeah, maybe just send us a list of the
Yeah.
schedule and and the dates.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
And the cost, just put the cost in there too.
Okay.
And then add the Gaslight Festival.
Oh, Gaslight. I knew there was one that I
Yeah, we
thought
talked
you had
about
mentioned. Okay. I will add that one.
I think those are good ones for that.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
I was gonna say,
Maybe.
probably one in Pendleton that we should be at.
That's the one I was
Maybe the
thinking
Jamboree.
about. But that one's. Yeah, I don't know if
And
it's
you're not
really
closing the meeting yet, are you
for
guys?
us to be there.
Hold on, I'm not done with, I'm thinking with the events that
Yeah.
I don't know, like we just said June Jamboree, but like that's,
I don't know if it fits what we're trying to do.
yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the one I'm
I think like if we can hit some of the communities, I mean, I'm even thinking like the farmers market is like booth rental, like, I don't know if they'll make us do all of that, but like, I'm happy to go to any of the
Okay.
stuff.
For sure. Yeah, I'll share a spreadsheet with you guys,
Yeah, that sounds good.
and then
Let's
if
do
you
that.
have any that are important that we haven't thought of, just email it back.
Because we just did Earth Day, Arbor Fest. Yeah. Oh, in Noblesville?
The Glass Festival in Elwood.
Oh, in Elwood. That's another big one, yeah.
All right. Anything else on the marketing event sprint?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
All the random outbursts. We will get you on the agenda next time.
Yes, I have a whole spot for you.
Thanks, Carrie Ann.
All right. We haven't closed the meeting yet. If the public has a thing to say.
Just make sure you sign in and say your
I don't know if we have a say, actually, to be
I don't
honest.
know if we have a.
Just say your name and address.
Name is Alan Kilburn, 5614 West 8th Street Road, Anderson, Indiana, 46011. Is that enough?
That's perfect.
I was wondering, on the naming of the property, how will the procedure go? I didn't quite follow how you're going to select a name.
I think this month we're going to get together and create those standards. We have a few, obviously, good recommendations, and we need to come up with a process that we'll be able to apply to future parks in addition to this. Yeah, we've had money donated and a few various things to consider. So I think by our next public meeting, we'll probably have at least a rubric, if not a number of items or a number of options narrowed down a touch. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. After the meeting, I'd like to talk to you for just a second.
Do you have a recommendation for a name?
He's already
You
submitted
gave
it.
a few last month. Yep.
All right, guys. I'm Ken Kocinski. I am your county surveyor. I do have some issues. 2 months ago, you weren't here, Rachel. Ben, well, let's start. I asked 60 days ago for the expenses. I don't have them. You assured me with whoever came from your group that I would get the expenses. Don't look surprised.
No, I'm not looking
Okay.
surprised.
Let's not do that. This is nothing new. And don't roll your eyes at me. Do not do that to me. Do not disrespect me that way.
Hostile and I.
No, I'm just, do not disrespect me up there when you roll your eyes. I don't appreciate that. Give me the respect I would give you. I asked for the expenses for 60 days ago. You guys didn't know the numbers, and you still don't know the numbers. And if you do know the numbers, because you've been in contact with this gentleman, why don't the other board members have them? Are they not on the board also?
I think what we did though, we signed, I guess, Ken, I'm not understanding that the line items, the issue with line item things right now, because when we
Well,
signed the, can I finish first?
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
And I'm trying to be very respectful, because I think there's stuff you said. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page on understanding why the request is happening, because from my point of view, when we signed the contract with Avenue, it was for a lump sum agreement, a lump sum amount. I don't necessarily understand why the line, and this is not saying that we won't talk about these things, but I guess I'm not understanding where you're coming from on the line item things. I guess what is your concern with it on, if we have a lump sum and that lump sum agreement is not changing, where are you coming from on this? So I can better understand.
Sure. Numbers come easy to me. We accept numbers from this board and many other boards without questioning. Your job is to be good steward to the money that you were given, correct? We can all agree. When I asked you for numbers 2 months ago, nobody knew nothing. You're the steward of the money. Let me finish now. Hold on. Let me finish. See, you guys just said.
Well, you
Okay.
hesitated for a second.
But I'm going to give you an example here. I just don't throw it out just to throw it out. So you should know your numbers. You should know where all the money's being spent. You spent $800,000 on a piece of property, correct? On the Eastern Park?
We did not buy a property.
You should have known how much they spent. It was your money. It's not their money. You control the money. How did we spend $800,000 on a property that was bought not many years before for $200,000, and we gave $800,000 for swampland, basically, wetland? How does that happen?
I have a question.
Sure.
I guess if we are getting the amenities that we've contracted with them to get, I mean, I think this is what we brought in for on a BOT project, is if we had a lump sum fee that we said Avenue, this is what we want at the end of the day. This is what we're gonna purchase from you. And there was the amenities listed that are the ones that are the above the line amenities that have to get done, including the purchase of the property. So from my perspective, if they're getting us the deliverable at the end of the day, that is what we agreed to as a deliverable. The line items within those, that what we agreed upon, I guess that doesn't concern me as much. If they were coming back to us and asking for more money above the 4 million, I would have some absolute issues with that. But if they're giving us everything that we've asked for in our contract and that we've agreed upon, I guess I'm not as concerned with the amount of the line items as long as we are getting all the line items for the amount at the end of the day that we agreed upon.
And beyond that, we're ahead of budget. We're likely to be getting more than what we originally scoped up above the
Right.
line as that
So if we can
language.
get some of those things that we did not agree upon as the 4 million that are kind of extras for us, I feel like if they did end up spending $800 million on the property, or that's a lot of money, 800,000 on the property, but yet we're gonna be able to get, you know,
Even
extra
more.
amenities, I think that's a win. I think that's a win.
Okay,
Yeah, so I guess.
I hear what you're saying,
Okay.
but I totally disagree with you guys. And let me tell you why. I can tell you, I can deliver as a contractor, here's $2 million, I can give you $2 million. I can shave costs and I can pad money if I needed to. I'm talking $800,000. Let's just go back to that number. How do you know it was not a sweetheart deal? There's not many people here. But let me finish, please. How do you know it's not a sweetheart? I don't know. I'm asking you that. When a property sold for $200,000 to $800,000, where's the deal being made at that point? Did you get more than one bid for that property? Or did they come and say, if I own the property, I want $1 million, okay, we'll give you $1 million. How did that come about? Did you get more than one appraisal for that property?
Then we should have, at the board, if this was the thing that was important, we should have structured our contract differently and not done it as a build, operate, transfer.
You're missing my point. You're still the steward of the money. I don't care if it's a BOT. I really do not care. Do not keep throwing that out at me. Yeah, you gave them money. At the end of the day, they're going to sign it over to you. I understand what that means. So I'm not ignorant to that fact. What I'm ignorant to is how we're spending this money and not questioning. I don't care if they deliver whatever. You should question every line item that comes in to make sense. Are they spending the money correctly? Maybe they could spend more, or they could have saved you more money than what they have. You don't know that. You're accepting whatever it is because they come under. Those are just, to me, those are fluff words at this point. We're going to save you this. We're going to save you that. Who's going to make the determination where that money's go? Because they saved you more money. You were given $4 million. Me as a steward of the county drains, when I spend money, I get 2 bids. I'll find the right person hopefully to do that because at the end of the day, I'm only the steward of their money. I don't control the money. It's not my money. Same for you. It's not your money, but you're the steward of that money. And you to put Jason, floors me, and correct me if I'm wrong. Jason is overseeing this project. Is he not part of the group you're working with? You should have an outside independent person. That's why Patty brought my name up, to look at everything that goes on. Yeah. You're giving them a blank check. I asked 60 days. I made it very clear as an elected official. I put somebody on the board. I want the paperwork. I have it. I had it before ever you guys ever had it. The sad part, I could get it and I had it. You don't know what's going on. There's my concern. You can shake your head no all you want. You didn't know 60 days ago, and you sure don't know today. And if you're going to have the expensive, you two are going to speak. My person needs to know what's on the board, what's being spent to. And she asked you earlier, I would like to know the expenses. His comment, I have to get back with you. We don't get back. I want to know, I want the paperwork of what you spent. I am the elected official. I put somebody on the board. We made that clear 60 days ago. You asked Jeff. Jeff made it very clear to you, the county attorney. I like to know. I want a report. Let me finish. I want a report on what you spend. Because when I put a person on the board and people ask me what I did correctly, I can say, here's what I had to put into it at that point. Instead of giving a blank check or it's a board and that's it. I would like to know. Then also 60 days ago, you said you would look into having a night meeting. I'm all for having a night meeting. You can change. You made a comment, oh, you can't have them. Jeff made it very clear. You did say it earlier.
You've been corrected.
She's been corrected, 48 hours. I will get Angie to come run the streamer.
So I don't know what just happened. I'm gonna work on that. So this is the what was that? Okay, here.
It doesn't work that way. I would like to see you have some night meetings to let other people that live in that area to be able to come down. I've heard that numerous times from the people that live down there. Could you please look at doing some night meetings? 6 o'clock. We do have meetings in the evening. County Council meets in the evening. Commissioners, they meet during the day. Drainage Board meets during the day. If somebody came to me, I'd like to do Drainage Board in the evening. If the farmer said, hey, we like to be out there, or whoever we have, I would say, okay, we'll have a couple meetings through the evening. I had no problem. But every time something's being asked, no, I don't say no. Let me see what I can do. That's the difference of being open-minded about, okay, that's a good idea, or no, we're not. We're just going to follow this structure, and that's how it is. I think the board needs to be a little bit more flexible there. But I'm concerned about the 800,000. I really am, how that came about.
I guess what do we do? What do you propose we do differently?
Well, I suppose you look at every line that comes in from now on. You should have questioned that $800,000. How did you not question it, guys?
What can we do about that though, Jeff? If we've signed a contract for $4 million and we haven't agreed upon, like.
Jeff, they have a right to question every bill. You can sign any contract you want.
You don't want to hear DOT throwing at you, but I'm gonna do it. It makes a big difference in this case because they are purchasing the whole enchilada. They're purchasing that park, and how they come about doing that's the magic at DOT. You don't pour devil angel, look at it wherever you want to. But DOT is that you hire that person to do that work for you, including land acquisition, so the board's not involved.
And I think if we wanted to go through and be, like, we should have done a different contract if that was, if that was what we, if that was.
But we couldn't in this case because we didn't have, it was a timing issue.
That really has been a recurring problem, not problem, but factor.
Challenge.
In this whole thing. Right. You have had the ticking time bomb of December 31st of this year.
Right.
The whole time.
Yeah, and I would say, like, I think we've done our due diligence. I mean, we have
a bid
multiple people that came in and interviewed for the process and gave us, what they could do for the $4 million. And so we chose what we thought was the best firm to deliver what we wanted with the $4 million. If Avenue was not what this board on a vote thought was the best one, we wouldn't have gone with them, and we would have gone with someone else who was in it. But I guess for the process, I guess at the end of the day, this board with the contract that we have, we're making the decision that we don't care how he gets to the final park, as long as we are getting all the deliverables that we've asked for and we've agreed upon in the contract. He could have paid $3 million for that property and then built the park at the quality that we've agreed upon and the amenities that we've agreed upon for $1 million. As long as he gets it done in that $4 million, the line items don't really matter, because if we wanted to have that line item control, we should have done this as a different contract. And then yes, absolutely should be checking every single thing on that line item. But the way it was set up, that's not what we agreed to.
Jeff, I'll restate. I want every copy of the line item. I don't care what you said about the BOT. Honestly, I really don't care, because you're giving everybody that pays taxes, they can do what they want. I understand what a BOT is, and I'm not agreeing with this at all. I want every line item. I have that right to have. I like to look at it. And I am, because at the end of the day, I report, you're not an elected official, I am. I have to report to the people that voted for me. That's who I report to. Okay, and that's who I'm gonna give the report to when they keep asking me, what about this, this, and this all the time? They're not asking you guys. They're not asking because they can't get anything from you. I am their advocate at this point. So I'm the one that's gonna come, Rachel, and say, I like to see the reports. I can get them from the auditor. I have no problem. I like to see what's gonna happen. If you're gonna see the reports, because you sit on the board and you two have already seen them, why hasn't Patty? And if Patty has them, she can get them to me, or if you guys can get them to me.
And I don't think I've had a report necessarily with the line items.
We had a
Again, my
PowerPoint last
concern-
year,
Yeah.
at the last meeting that provided all those line items at our last meeting.
I would like to see, just because at the end of the day, like I said, I report to
It's
other
actually
people.
recorded in our last meeting.
I'm not care if it's recorded or not. I like to have a hard copy so I can touch it, feel it, and I can hand it out to other people at that point. That's not too much asking. And I asked that for 60 days and made sure that they would do it.
Corey, at this point, the numbers are not all hard numbers for all the components of the project, correct? Because, and I guess, when are those final? I mean, Ken, are you wanting the estimates on the parts and pieces that they have that are not?
I like to see the estimates if they're going forward, and I like to see what they've already done in the past. So we're working the rear. Let's go work backwards. Give me what's being projected and what you're already spent.
Is this appropriate to share, Jeff?
Well, it's not appropriate to share.
Because we are not.
I don't need a permission of what's appropriate to share. It's a public money that we have, ARPA money.
Because you,
It's
all of
it's not public at this point, I don't think.
I'll have to look at each and see if it's a public record or not. I mean, there's certain things that they would do internally that would not be considered necessarily public records, although there is authority that says when you work for a governmental agency, you lose some of your private protections. It's touchy. If they would resist on one of those, then we would have to look at it. My thought is full disclosure.
100%.
But if you have a reason why something should be full disclosure, trade secrets or something like that, we'll stop that.
And I think that's my question is like.
What would be trade secrets in a park board?
I don't know.
There's nothing should be not full disclosure. They cannot give me that I've asked for and going forward. So when Joe Public asks me, I can hand it to him, say, here you go, here you go, here you go, and not a problem.
It's on them to demonstrate one of the exceptions. That's all.
Corey, can you come up to the microphone? Yeah.
yeah, and
So a couple of points of clarification. Burgess and Nyepel have never been under a company. They've always been separately contracted as designers through the county, and now they are technically contracted with you guys as owner's rep. We have regular coordination meetings. Jason Taylor schedules all those and runs the agenda on all of those to make sure that all of that is coordinated on your behalf. Second point of clarification is I didn't say we wouldn't share the numbers. I said I wasn't prepared to hand those in today. We're fine sharing our line items, whatever you guys want to see from us.
That'd be great.
Just let us know in what format you want those, and we'll make sure that we get those to you. We presented those last month.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did it last.
Right, and we presented what you were getting for the costs last month, so.
did that all come through in the email?
That is
Did you
on
see all
record,
that?
and there was a presentation that went with that.
I saw the invoices.
For
the current
Because he did a presentation at the meeting.
But if you need
I
us
sent
to
the
revisit
PDF.
those
Oh,
numbers
okay.
again, if you need us to revisit those numbers again at the next meeting,
I
We'll
think
be-
that'd be great.
we'll
I'd
be
like to
prepared.
see,
I wasn't finished. We'll be prepared to do so. And Jason is part of these conversations on your behalf, so he should have access to the budget items that we talk about at any given time. I know that's part of the discussion that we have on a regular basis. I'm just trying to clarify the process that we're following to make sure that, to some of the concerns I've heard in the room, everything's above board. Everything is clearly at your fingertips if you need it. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Corey.
And I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just in the
That's
middle,
okay.
middle of a thought. I'm getting older. It's harder to remember where I'm going. So did you have something to say?
no,
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. And we have our, do you have to go at noon?
I have
The one.
Okay.
I think we need to.
I'm Mike
hear the
Garinger
other
from
two
Adams
speakers.
Township,
and I'd like to speak along the lines of fiduciary responsibility. It has a
Could you
name.
state your name and address, please?
I can say it again. Michael Garinger, Adams Township. I'm talking
Your ad-
about
your
fiduciary.
actual
May I?
physical-
May I?
You need
May
to
I?
state your physical address.
Thank you. Fiduciary responsibility is what you're questioning and what you're talking about. Fiduciary responsibility is a stewardship, to have ownership to assure that the individuals, which are the taxpayers, their money is being spent in the best that it can. So in this situation, you have a contract for X amount of dollars. I recommend, for example, if they're putting footings in for a drive there, and I'm just pulling the number, it's obviously low, 100 square yards of concrete for a good footing, then you need to be able to check inventory when they've completed that project, and in your invoices and bills that we actually got 100 yards of footing in a drive. Also, when they go to blacktop, they need to have a binder that is going on as well as a top. That will assure that that drive has a longer life by nearly 2 times as much. Okay, these are the fiduciary responsibilities. Also, I need to mention that you have an important role of showing impropriety, which means fairness. Not only being fair, but showing fairness to the public through that video camera. When you have an agenda and you speak on an agenda, it's great. It's good. However, you have not posted the agenda according to state statute 48 hours prior to your meeting. And you can get with Jeff and talk with him about it. But if you mention statutes and you mention agendas and you mention line items without being specific of what you're making motions on and voting on, they are by state law null and void. And I make mistakes sometimes, but check with Jeff to make sure, because you're on a timeline. Each and every one of you should know the budget. Each and every one of you should know the inventory. You should know, for example, if they have a piece of equipment, an excavator out there that they've contracted for 3 months and they're paying $20,000 for it. You should have the number of hours on that piece of machinery when it arrived, and at any time ask how many hours are on it. At the end of the project, if it has 1 hour, you just paid $10,000 for 1 hour, a machine that was dropped off. So you do have a fiduciary responsibility to double check what they are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Hey, Ben, just one more thing real quick. It's just what Corey, correct?
Correct.
Okay. 60 days ago, you didn't have the numbers, you didn't know the numbers, so let's make sure we understand that's exactly what you guys said to me. You didn't know the numbers. You didn't have them. Didn't mean you had them in hand, you couldn't share them. You did not know. Here's the reason why you want the numbers, guys. If you have a budget and he says this is what the step line item is going to come in at, correct? We can all agree with that. If there's a savings, then you should know what your savings in on that general ledger at that time. So you have a running total of here's what your liabilities could be, but here's what you really spent. And from there, you're going to see where your savings are, what you can do with that money at each time. And each month you should know, it's like your checkbook.
Yeah.
You don't go out and spend foolishly. You run on a budget. And when you're tight, you don't spend. When you have a little extra, when you know you have a little extra, you might get something different. Same thing here. You should know every month where your savings is at that point. Are you at 190,000? He said at one time, wherever you're at, you should know where at the end of the day, if they're going to say come August, you're at $400,000 savings. Well, what are we going to do at 400,000? Let's not wait to the last minute. You guys should be making the determination. Who's going to make the determination what that money is going to be spent on if you have extra money coming in?
Yeah, we will.
But I don't want to wait till this has been said numerous times. We wait till the last minute. This has to be spent. I'm aware of it. I have ARPA money I have to spend by year end too. I understand that. I'm on my ARPA money every single day with the companies, making sure that we're on track. So we don't have a bill at the end of the year that we have to tell taxpayers, guess what? Somebody's got to pay it. We didn't spend the money in a timely manner and a wisely manner.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if they give you a report every month on what should be spent and where they're at and where your savings are, you are going to be proactive than reactive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's where I'm looking at. And we never had that before when I talked to him. And I'm always saying, look at it now because Mr. Graham understands what I'm going through with the jail with Carter Game 1 and 2 with ARPA money. And you have to be proactive because it will get away from you and it will get away from you quick. And then you'll be in October and wonder what just happened.
And then these guys will be sitting out here looking at you. And so we don't do our due diligence to tell you, look at it, please have them give you the numbers. I don't have to micromanage anything. I'm just trying to help out this process that you guys know at the end of the day what you really for the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
So if somebody sat out there, you can honestly in good faith say, hey, we did a great job. Let me tell you what we spent. We did this, blah, blah, blah. And you look like heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want the park board to look like.
Yeah.
That you guys are doing the right thing.
That's great. We appreciate your energy, Ken.
Thank you.
It's helpful. We did get those updates last month in terms of the budget surplus. We understand where we're headed. I think as we iterate this design, this is a design and build process all happening together. So the numbers are ever changing, and we are staying apprised. And I think we'll be able to make decisions as a board as we get closer to completion. So I think that's the whole agenda here. If anybody,
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
all those in favor of adjournment? Aye. None opposed? Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Rachel. You guys are doing a great Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
Anyway, I just had
Oh, yeah, that's 2024.
Oh, yeah, I know. Before you go. Don't go yet. He would have us know. Bring it on. Your pen will read.
What I'm looking at right now is Miss Hobbs up in the corner of the floor cut. It says there's a couple minutes left before they turn this off. So I just see what the pictures are. So that's right. As soon as this is over, I'm going to turn this off. You're good. Thanks for watching.
But, you know, she rolled her eyes. I don't do that. I've never done that. Maybe I don't agree with you. Don't do that to me. I do appreciate it. What I'm concerned about is that's exactly what I appreciate. And that's all they remember. And I get all the calls. That's I have. I just work on this. And it's not even my wheelhouse. No. I mean, the commissioners, we were all having a conversation about this board, to be quite honest. And I'm the one that went to Houston Ross and a couple other senators and House reps and said, park board stuff has to change. And that changed. Because we can remove that will now. We don't have to wait until July or when July happens. We can remove that will. Just because. No, but in July I can change that. It overrides that. So my point is that park board has more control than anybody else. You don't have to listen to commissioners, but you get to spend that money. You have more. I know. Well, they put the reins on the boards now somewhat. I asked Ben last time. He didn't know. Nobody knew anything just because he worked here. And I'm like, come on, guys. You know what's going on. They did assure me. I didn't make that up. They did assure every year. All they've done is just blow smoke at me. Jeff made it very clear when Ben said, well, I'm not sure we can. And Jeff said last meeting in March, he's every right. He put some on the board. He's right. Because they were going to post a meeting. They were going to let the state know. Jeff said, no, he has the right to speak. He said, there's the right to get the numbers that he wants. That's what we want. I'm going, I'm just, if nobody's gonna look at it, I'd at least like to look at it. And that's why Patty
And I
said,
think our priorities, I think we both have the same, we both want the money to be right. And I think I'm just looking at it from, I want to make sure it's more money and we're getting what we asked for.
how do I know? See? But I don't know.
Because I'm looking at it
I
as
didn't-
if we're getting our project out of it.
But if they
I don't
knew-
know how to fix something.
I know, but here's my problem. You own the property. You and I are friends. I have this project going. Hey, this will look great. What do you want? I only want it $4, but give me $8. I give you $800 million. There's no checking balances there. It's not worth $800,000. In my eyes, that property is not.
I don't disagree with you, Ken. I just think the way that our contract is set up, that's not our, we didn't set it up that way.
I understand, but do you understand what I just did there?
Yeah.
So
Well,
when
and
here's what the public's gonna think. I put you guys on notice. That's all I did. I mean, I didn't do any more than put you guys on notice. So in their eyes, I'm questioning it. I understand what the BOT says. I did with BOT. I am not naive to that. But in their eyes, wait, somebody at least questioning what's going on.
No, and I think
Right,
that's-
wrong, or indifferent. That's all they're gonna remember. Like those ladies. I'm not I'm a business guy. No, I'm not. I'm a business person. I don't give my contractors. I'm doing a huge project right now. I'm not giving my
No,
guys.
and I know, but you do have that other viewpoint because you are an investor.
I look at it, but I just made, the statement I made today was if this being recorded, that people would say, oh, you did really try to help us things. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're really remember.
I really think it's how we look at it. It's something that goes on in many of the boards, and they say, and you guys said it today, that if we have some savings, we can build a shelter. I'm not trying to get political correct with words or anything like that. It's not savings, it's taxpayer benefit.
Yeah, and that's.
So you and I might not agree because the money's already, it's already spent. You know, people like Mike Asco, he's very conservative. Well, if we don't spend it or go to the lit, let's say lit, if we're doing a budget, the next county next door is going to get it. The pie's only so big, so if you don't take your piece, you're not saving anything because the next county's going to get it. Your piece plus theirs. So, but we got to be good steward of how we spend our money. They say, here's a return on the investment. You gave us that, we gave you this product. Boom.
Do your due diligence on that, line item by item by item, like it says. You may be able to build a shelter that attracts even more people that want to invest here. It could be really awesome for their own or something like that.
And I don't disagree, I just don't know if there is like that big deal with the way that our contractors that are competition on the line. And I think they would be fine. If they want to work in that, if they can find cost savings and what we've already agreed on and more with the money that fund that we have, I mean, that's what the conversation is. That's it. They're trying to find ways that maximize the benefits.
Let me say this real quick. I got to make Jeff upstairs. With my ARPA money, I'm no PE, but I took the plan and tore it apart. Danny came and looked at it and said, yes, no, you're wrong here. We got done. When we get done with the first part of that jail project, that I have both parts now. The commissioners did one part of the first part of it, and I took it over. It's called reasonable expectation. I'm going back to the company we hired and say, look, we're only paying you this now. The 15% we're holding back, we're only giving you this much because reasonable expectation is you should have caused this mistake. And that's what
I think it's the difference in the way that we set up our contract. Because we know the park board, we just have to count. That's why we did this.
Okay. So that's what I did with that money. I mean, and they're going to be.
If we had staff members that was full time, so I think you're trying to do
Well, let that. I don't know that lady, whoever she is, on her board. She might hear. I'm not here to make her life miserable, but I'm not here to give her a free pass. I'm only trying to just tell her, don't. I'm only looking out for people out here. She should understand it. She's done more than one board, I know that.
these boards aren't flip boards, and that's what I told county council last month at our meeting. Because George, you guys come, I think you're county head.
My wife,
Who's-
I was a commissioner.
Okay, well, whoever,
Facts aren't there and the budget doesn't,
but thank you. But you don't. Good luck. But yeah, I'm not trying to be hostile. I know I came
I
off
think
in
we
the
all want to
beginning.
work together and get things done and
Yes.
do it well and be transparent and all that.
And let Patty know, please, because she calls me and I said, Patty, I'll find out for you. If you guys know you and Ben, share that with us, please. The whole board should know what you guys know. You guys are,
That's what we do. That's what.
If she feels left
she's
out.
feeling left out, that's not good.
Yeah.
We don't want her to feel
and we
left
said
out.
that to them the last time, 2 months ago. This is not now a one-off. This seems to be a pattern.
There's some contractors that will take advantage of the situation if they feel like they can run it past you guys. They will take advantage because they'll skimp on the foundation
And
or on
I've
the
been-
materials. And then
I don't know if you know.
they're the ones that repair it again, right? They
And
come back to
I've
it, they
been
keep
in-
milking it that way.
municipal government. I mean, my former role at Hamilton was, yes, like,